time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. I am your boy, Davey Dollars. I have two special guests with me here today. I got my guy, Coach Combs, and Mark Madness. My man, Marky Mark. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
What's going on?
What's up, Coach? It's good. It's good. We're talking football today. I'm ready.
We got some really good football topics to talk about today, so that's why we got two football guys that have been here today. As you can see, it's just me. There's no Tomo and no Joe today, but it's still going to be a fire show today. Tomo's already in the comments. I don't know if anyone had noticed that, but he's still here supporting the show, so shout out to Tomo and Joe. Appreciate you guys for everything that you do. But like I said, we got some stuff to talk about today. So before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, share to the network. We're live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you like this, share it so somebody else can watch this. Subscribe, become a member. I'm going to explain the memberships in a little bit when I go over the IG chats. Also, on Twitter, make sure you like this, retweet it so someone else can watch it. And if you watch this on Facebook, just like it, share it, and tag somebody in it so they can watch this as well. Because it's been a great week. 2 days ago we had the great LeBron and Jordan debate, and yesterday we had a few other topics to talk about today. And now we're right back to football. All season is starting to heat up a little bit more, so we got some football to talk about today. But now I'm gonna just go ahead and go over these IG chats that we have, because this is where all the news comes from. This is where most of the topics come from. So we actually have, and in these chats, these are only on Instagram, by the way. For the moment, they're only on Instagram. So we talk about NBA, WNBA, football, and that's the NFL. Major League Baseball. Shout out to Teddy, because we everything with baseball goes through Teddy, BWT, and he's in the comments. So appreciate you, Teddy. College football, we have a debut for college show that's going to happen July 28th. So make sure that you tune in to that. Carl's going to be in charge of that, so make sure that you tune into that. Then we have college basketball. By the way, we're only 43 days away. 43 days away from college football. I just had to make sure I said that. 43 days away. College basketball is also starting to heat up. We're a little under 100, a little over 100 days away from that. But it's going to be exciting for college basketball. We had a transfer go from Alabama to Memphis yesterday. It's going to be epic. And that's men's and women. We already know about the girl Lilith that transferred from Louisville to LSU. It's going to be a crazy basketball season. And then I can't forget about boxing. We had a short boxing boxing segment yesterday about Devin Haney. So hopefully Devin Haney, we hope everything goes well and you don't get that charge for the semi-automatic weapon that was found in the car that that is in your name. So we hope everything's good with that. But we got a fight happening July 29th. Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence. Trust me, you want to tune in to that fight because it's going to be a great one. To get in on these chats, though, you have to become a member. The first part of that is just being a pro. We don't have any rookies, no amateurs, something like that. The first level is the pro level. With that, you're able to be in one of the IG chats that we have. So if you like baseball, you could be in baseball. If you like basketball, you could be in the NBA or college basketball. Whichever one you choose, you can only be in one on this level. But you also get priority, to comments, exclusive gifts that we have. And then we have a doghouse one. We have and I that's of course it's my favorite because I do the doghouse. But we have the Yadon Sun. We got some gifts in there for you guys. So we got loyalty badges, and that's just for $2.99 a month. That's the first level. The very next level is All Star. Shout out to Joe, who's a superstar member. Of course, he runs the show, but he's also a superstar member. So shout out to Joe. Hashtag R2L. That's refuse to lose, guys. If you don't know by now you know. So for the All Star level, now you can get into all the chats. You get photos, status updates, members only videos that we're gonna be starting to shoot really soon. Members only live streams. So you get all of this stuff. And like I said, you get to join multiple Instagram chats, and you also have access to ask about topics that you want to be able to put in there as well. So you get access to that as well. But the biggest level is a superstar level. That means you have all the perks from the first one and the second one, but also get into the refuse to lose exclusive chat. And you could become a guest on the show. As you can see, these two guys here who are guests on the show, but they were guests before. But what I'm saying is you have access to be able to do that now. You get a shout out every time we do a live episode. Uh, we have we definitely have some members that I want to shout out. Of course, Jerry, who was the very first one. Then we have Ty, who's also a member of the show. Joe, myself, and I can't forget about Donnell. So those are the members that we have already now. So we make sure that they get a shout out every single time. And not only you become a guest on the show, you get awards. We had an award ceremony just a few weeks ago, so make sure you tune into that because we give our actual plaques and stuff like that. Shout out to all the winners from that. So all I'm saying is it's gonna be epic. And like I said before, everything with baseball goes through BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Baseball is back tonight. So I know he's gonna have a show. I know he's gonna have a show and it's gonna be a fire show. So I cannot wait for that. So if you're a baseball fan, if you're interested in knowing more about baseball, trust me, you want to go watch BWT, Baseball with Teddy. We covered the Home Run Derby live. That was the second live show. The first live show was with Carl and Jovan. So trust me, you want to go check out that stuff. It is going to be epic. And we have an episode dropping today. And the All Star game was just the other day. So, and there are talks that Otani might be getting traded. But where will he go? I don't know. I just hope it's not the Yankees. So let's go ahead and go next. If it's not the Yankees, then I'm all good. Um, so other than that, I'm doing good. These guys look like they're ready. So let's go ahead and start with these topics. The very first topic: T. Will or T. Wellen. Man, this is something that was brought up by a former Cowboy receiver who talked about who was asked a question about Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts. Pretty much what he said was that Jalen Hurts is just a runner.
Stop the cap.
Dak is the best of both worlds.
Stop the cap.
So my question to you, and Mark, you know I'm coming to you first. Who was the better quarterback, Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts?
Okay, Jalen Hurts had a oh, bad. Jalen Hurts had a great year last year. He had a good year. But I mean, when it comes to being a quarterback, it's more about consistency than 1 year wonders, you know. So as of right now, I'm still taking Dak Prescott as better than Jalen Hurts. I mean, as a quarterback, throwing the ball and making all the right reads and everything like that, I'll still take Dak Prescott over Jalen Hurts. Even though Jalen Hurts did have a good season last year, but like Case Keenum did, he did it for 1 year, didn't repeat the next. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh, we got a new member. Sorry, didn't mean didn't mean to stop you, but I gotta stop you now. Tomo, the other guy in the show, has now become a member. We put the pressure on him. We was like, hey, I'm one, Joe's one. He's like, all right, you're not leaving me out. So now Tomo's a new member. So shout out to Tomo. Appreciate you, my guy. You know, not here today, but another member. So let's go, Tomo. Let's go. And of course, he would do it now because we're talking about a cowboy right now, and he has a commander praising a cowboy. So that's why he did it. But go ahead, continue what you were saying, Mark.
That was really the gist. It was just that Jalen Hurts really just have to be another season. I need to see something else. I need to see more. That's all. He had a great season though. My hats off to him. He did good, but I'll still take Dak Prescott right now.
Okay, Coach, what do you think? What's your basis? Who do you think is the better quarterback?
Let's see. So I'm gonna take this to the past. We're gonna go back a little bit, and there was a segment we had with Joe and the dude for the Philly podcast, and we talked a lot about this with Jalen. We talked more about Jalen Hurts and what was expected of Jalen Hurts going into last season, right? And I brought up the comment, if Jalen Hurts gets this team, I mean, even at least to the Super Bowl, I mean, is that good enough that you have to pay him? With something so substantial. I brought that up. And the thing is, between expectations and getting the job done outside of the Super Bowl, he hit every single pointed number. And he did it in his third season?
Yep, third season.
Where has Dak Prescott gone to in his third season? Now, let's fast forward a bit. Dak Prescott got hurt. We all got sad. Everybody talked about, was he good enough to get paid? Was he good enough to not get paid? There was a lot going on with Dak Prescott. And then he tried to pop his ankle back in, but we all knew that was a done deal. You're going to be on the sideline for a little bit, guy. And it had to be all hail Dak Prescott when he came back. And it was. And he did nothing. Again. Then we go into another year of Dak Prescott, and you got to play Tampa Bay twice. You had to play them the first year of your return, had an outstanding game, and you lost.
Bruh.
You come back the second year, and you did not have a good game. I think you got hurt. Oh, yeah. You got trash thrown at you by your own city at home. They threw trash at you over your thumb. And now is Cooper Rush going to be the new guy for this team? Because we go through this with Dallas. It happened with Tony Romo when he replaced whoever he replaced, and then Tony Romo got replaced. This is the funneling of quarterbacks that happens in Dallas. The only thing that's kept Dak Prescott at the quarterback position is the guy that's on the backup has not done enough to take over. I'm sorry. Point blank, period. They have done enough to allow Dak Prescott to keep his job.
Hold up.
Gotta say hold up because we got a super chat. Shout out to Teddy. We got a super chat now. All hail Brady. Hashtag start spreading the news. Hashtag do your job. Hashtag humbly. Teddy, I don't like the fact that you do this every single time when I have to talk. I'm starting to feel like you do this on purpose now. It's all good. Continue your synopsis.
So now as we go through this, we gotta watch the hip dancing Dak. We got a lot of things that we see about Dak. One thing we don't see nothing past the second round. And Jalen Hurts did it in his third year. I mean, I get it. He had all the pieces around him. Okay, so he used them. He did it the right way. Okay, like it's not like Jalen Hurts came in and did not do what was asked of him. He did what was asked of him. I mean, what are you complaining about? He threw for 66%. He threw 66% on the year. That's pretty damn impressive when the top quarterback threw for 67, and that was Patrick Mahomes. Mind you, this was the lowest quarterback rating percentage we've ever seen out of quarterbacks because it was the lowest in touchdowns. It was the lowest in completions. It was the lowest in yards. It was low this year, everywhere, across the board. So now you got to look at where you are in that lowness. And Jalen Hurts is number 3. He threw for 3,700 yards. He had he only had 22 touchdowns. I think that's going to pick up this year. Okay, but he only had 6 turnovers. He didn't turn the ball over a lot. And he doesn't have to, because why? Same as Lamar Jackson. If you're a dual threat quarterback, use what is best for you. You're not going to have quarterbacks like this throwing these certain passes down the field when you're using both parts of their body. You're not just using the upper torso. That's why you can make Brady and other guys like that throw 30-plus yards a game, 30 times a game. Their upper body torso is meant for that. When you have a dual quarterback, you have to scale things back for them because the field of vision needs to be a certain way for them to execute properly. That's all you need. That's all you need. And for only throwing 22 touchdowns, let's not forget, it's not like he was being overly aggressive when he didn't have to be. They had the number 1 rushing offense. There's a lot that came with this team collectively, but what Jalen Hurts did was his job, and he got to the Super Bowl and then got paid more than Dak Prescott. His value as a football player is more than Dak Prescott. He's better than Dak Prescott.
I mean,
the fact that he only has 22 touchdowns, he has 22 touchdowns to the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott got what? Hell, 23 touchdowns and 15 turnovers. By the way, 15 turnovers. Yeah, he damn near close to 30 for 30. Jameis Winston, if he keep playing.
That was his first year. I mean, what about the year?
23 and 15. He's pretty close. 23 and 15. 23 and 15 is pretty close to him having 23 for 20.
I want to jump in now.
I
gotta say something.
That one. I mean,
I gotta say something now. So as far as Dak Prescott and his interceptions, he has not been known for a high interception guy. Now, he has had a few seasons where he's thrown for 10 plus interceptions. 10,
12. He kept it.
But if you look at on average,
plus touchdowns.
He has one season where he only threw 4, one where he only threw 8, and another one where he only threw 4. So I'm not going to put that on him saying that he's a high mistake guy. I don't expect him to throw for 15 interceptions again.
No, I don't think. Yeah, me neither.
Now,
I think that came a lot with the offensive coordinator, like what they were doing offensively.
Now, when we talk about the two quarterbacks and we compare just them two about how they play, I think there's a possibility that Jalen can possibly be more dynamic because of his running ability. He's shown this year that he can throw the ball, because remember, going into that season, there was a lot of question about him being able to be accurate and just to throw the ball, period. They said that he wasn't that good because the year before, even though they did get to the playoffs, they struggled to get there. He only threw 16 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Not that good. And Mark, I'm surprised you didn't say this. It was kind of similar to what Danny Dimes did this year, because Danny Dimes threw 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But with everything they put around Jalen Hurts, he took advantage of that and did go to the Super Bowl. But I want to bring up a comment that Tomo had put up there, and he said, name the quarterbacks Jalen had to beat in his playoff run compared to that. And I honestly forgot about this point, but this was something that was important. Now, Jalen Hurts this year, with this past season, went up against Danny Downs, who just got a good contract, $45 million. Praise to him. But do we really believe that he's a $45 million quarterback? I'm going to say no. Then, in the NFC Championship game against my San Francisco 49ers, it was against Brock Purdy, who was on a hot run. He got injured in the second drive of that game. And then after that, Joe didn't have to do me like that. Then right after that, he's the quarterback that replaces him. They just picked up from 7-Eleven. He was literally just working at 7-Eleven before he got on the roster. So
the dude was sipping the icy, man.
And in those playoff runs that Dak had to go against, it was against guys like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady that you named, Russell Wilson. So that's the quarterback comparison. Now, this is where I agree with Mark. I think it's a little too soon. Yep, Jimmy Garoppolo. It's a little too soon just for me, and this is not to say that Jalen cannot be better than Dak Prescott, because I think it's possible. But I believe just because he had one, and it was a great season. Don't get me wrong, it was a great season that he had last year. 3,700 yards. It was 22 passing touchdowns, but it was more than that overall. Um, Only 6 interceptions, and his looking at my notes, his passer rating was 101.5. Great, all pro season. He had a really great season. I just want to see him do not the same exact thing, but be just as good this season. If
You
he's
ain't got the
just
shit, Odin.
if he's just as good this season, all right.
Yeah, if I
can
see
say
the same numbers, you're
I'll
absolutely
say
right.
I'll say he's if he does the same numbers, there's no question to me.
Yeah, your Dak is better than you because like at least Dak can put up what 38 touchdowns in the season if he really had like so. And don't get me wrong.
And you gotta look
Just
at the
the season
combinations.
before,
Like
just the
Jalen
season
Hurts,
before,
like,
he threw for Dak threw for 37 touchdowns.
Yeah,
10
see what I'm
interceptions, and he had a 104 rating. Did we forget that he
That
had
was supposed to
a
be
great
his
season
year.
last year?
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't. And then on top of that, it's just like even with Jalen Hurts, he had a great season. But I was like, Dak Prescott is like like
I honestly think Dak is on the decline.
just last season.
That's why I'm putting Jalen over him now.
Beautiful last.
But Joe is
He came
also
back
making.
last season. He went and had the number one offense going into the week 16 to 17.
Yeah.
So I mean, like Dallas was still doing it up with, and then on top of that, in the playoffs, even the Super Bowl, I feel like was Jalen Hurts' most impressive arm throwing game. Like just throwing the ball, his most impressive game.
That was a great. He had a.
I
feel like
the
I feel like even though he had a great season, I feel like the Super Bowl was Jalen Hurts' coming out party. I really believe that was his coming out party. That was the best game he had all year, and he did it in the biggest stage. So he balled out in that game.
And what he did was he showed that he would not say consistent. I'm not going to use the word consistently yet. What he showed was his ceiling is he could be a passing quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
but
and he went up
look
against
at how many quarterbacks keep running the ball.
What I'm saying is, where I'm with you, Mark. Where I have to agree with you for his elevation to be over Dak because I'm putting him there now based off what I see now. For me to have it solidified, I do need to see more passing and less legs this year. I.e., I need to see you use this with your arm more.
See,
more.
I don't think that's me personally. I don't think that's necessary if it doesn't help you win.
Definitely.
Well, right, and that's well.
You have to think about this though, because remember, and I'm not comparing these two quarterbacks, but remember what RG3 did. Remember when RG3 it was the Redskins at that time, and after he had a great rookie season, that very next season he wanted to pass the ball more. What happened? It did not work out that well. This team is constructed for him to be able to pass and run. You don't want to take away his abilities, so allow him to do whatever he needs to be able to win. If it's mixing it in, great. If he happens to have to throw the ball more, all right, then he has to do that. But don't force it. Don't be like automatically boom. You got to.
So what I'm going to say is, if this is going to be the staple of his offensive makeup, then technically his average will probably never be over 30 in touchdowns as it pertains to passing touchdowns collectively. Because what I did not add in, I said he had 22 passing touchdowns. I didn't add in his rushing touchdowns because he had where are you at? He had number 3. Jalen had 13 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
So collectively, he killed it. Technically, total touchdowns, he killed it.
Yeah, he 35 touchdowns altogether and only 6 interceptions. Total. He had a great season.
Exactly.
So
now you look at it dually, right? So dual quarterback wise, when you look at it, that actually has to be his average for him to stay.
Yeah.
An elite quarterback, actually. That actually has to stay his average now.
If he throws for, let's say he throws for 25 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
Throws for 25 touchdowns, 3,800 yards, and he runs for 8 touchdowns. That's 33 touchdowns he accounted for. And he doesn't throw more than 6 interceptions. You can't say that he's not better than Dak Prescott.
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right.
And Joe made some good points as well.
Doing a lot more.
Joe made some good points. In the 2 losses that Jalen Hurts had, he went up against Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Brady is considered the greatest quarterback of all time, and right now we all know Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. So that's one thing right there. But
he also brought up Jared Goff and somebody else in hell.
Yeah, but in that game, in that game that he played against Jared Goff, Dak actually had a good game. His defense had let him down in that game.
Oh, absolutely. They both of them
So
were
now,
airing that bad boy out.
There's a lot of other things that go into that because Dak also lost his best receiver, Amari Cooper, because the Cowboys were stupid and traded him for like a 4th or 5th round pick. That was retarded, and put CD at the 1. I mean, CD is a really good receiver, but
he's a 2 at best.
That's Amari Cooper. It's Amari Cooper, but that's what went into that.
I think they get poisoned by that 88 number. The Cowboys really do. They really put that number on somebody and think it's just gonna channel that Michael Irvingness or something, and it just does not pan out. Like, I don't know, maybe that number needs to come off the field or something.
Yeah, that's true. There's another topic that we got to move on to the next topic now. This next topic I feel like was important because it was just all over Twitter, and I was just like, wow, it's getting it's getting ugly. So Asante Samuel started a Twitter beef between Sauce Gardner and Darrelle Revis. First he got on there, pretty much tried to discredit what Sauce Gardner did last year, saying that it was the New York media. But all Sauce did was, that was voted on by the players, the coaches, and the executives. So It's not like it's just the media. This is my colleagues. These are my colleagues, not just my colleagues, the
people I'm with every day.
Exactly. The people I see every day, the people that I play against, and the coaches that are scouting up against me.
Scouting and watching.
Now, Coach, my question. Well, I just want to get your reaction to this Twitter beef. That's the biggest thing. Do you think that Asante Samuel was out of pocket? And if you compare their careers, do you think that Asante Samuel should be in the Hall of Fame?
So let's start with the comment. What was Asante Samuel? What was he trying to say?
I believe what he was trying to say was that Sauce Gardner is not as good as people think he is.
Okay. Let me look at something real quick. Hold on. I have something written down. I just want to look at something real quick before I continue because I want to. Okay. So, Asante Samuels is the winner today. He's the winner on both accounts in my eyes. Yeah, I'm about to really go out on a limb with this one. I went and got the information. I'm about to really go out on the limb on this one and shock some people, hopefully. So
you shocking me already. The fact that
I'm old school. I'm 39. I come from a different breed of football. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at what Asante Samuels is saying, what he's saying kind of goes into Mark's not so top 5. We're gonna get to that too.
I'm taking my glasses off for that one.
So I get the comment, to be honest with you. I think Sauce is great. I really do. But there is so much hype around this kid. And that's not bad hype. I mean, I'm looking at his numbers. Let's put his numbers out there first. Let's be real before Asante Samuels puts his foot in his mouth. But I'm gonna take the foot out of his mouth because he can back it up. Sauce has 75 touchdowns for a cornerback, bro. That's a lot of money right there. I'm still trying to find a season where Jadeveon Clowney can come up with 75 touchdowns, and that's what he was supposed to be built for. Okay, a cornerback has more tackles than Jadeveon Clowney. Let's all know I said that on today's show. Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at Clowney every chance I get. 2 picks, 20 deflections. All right. I get what Asante Samuels is saying. And then for Revis to jump in the way he did, for me, that was a shot at a person in the Hall of Fame or first ballot Hall of Fame as somebody who's not in the Hall of Fame, who I'm looking at numbers like, how is he not? Like, I'm baffled. Let's take a look, people, okay? when we look at Darrelle Revis's numbers and because now we're getting into who's better. See, Revis had me for a minute until I was really looking at his tweets and how petty he was sounding. So I'm like, I need to go. Let me go look at the numbers.
If you're the better cornerback, you got to be petty somehow. So.
Are you though? Are you? So what we know about Revis is his nickname is Revis Island, right? That's what we know about Darrelle Revis. We know that in the league where quarterbacks weren't as tough, a lot of quarterbacks didn't throw to Revis. They were scared. You scared. If you don't want to throw to somebody, you scared. I don't want to use the P word because I really wish I would, but I'm sure children watch this show. If you Tom Brady wasn't never scared to throw to Darrelle Revis, Peyton Manning wasn't never scared to throw to Darrelle Revis. And there are certain quarterbacks that they weren't scared to throw to his side, but there are a lot of quarterbacks throughout his 11-year career, they did not throw to him. Now, what happens if you don't get what happens, right? Look at the numbers. Though nobody threw to him, he didn't get a Super Bowl until he teamed up with the best safety in the league, Devin McCourty, and the best press corner in the league, Darryl Browning. They had a triangle effect defense. They had the number one passing defense in the league, and they won the Super Bowl number 5 with Tom Brady as their quarterback, by the way, and Rob Gronkowski as their tight end. So Darrelle Revis got him a Super Bowl. Okay, that's great. Darrelle Revis has 4-time Team Pro All-Pro. He has 7 Pro Bowls, NFL 2010 All-Decade Team. Hell, he was the All-Rookie for the PFWA 2007. Jets Ring of Honor. That's great. And then when you look at his numbers, total tackles, he had a 497. That's a lot. Again, for a cornerback who can really put up tackle numbers, I'm very impressed, and that impresses me. He had a lot of tackles. He had 29 interceptions through an 11-year career. At 5'11", in an 11-year career, he had 29 interceptions. And he had 139 pass deflections, and that got him into the Hall of Fame. And that's great. But what freaking baffles me is how his counterpart, who has 2 Super Bowls, 2, who has 443 tackles. So he's right there with Revis in tackles, right? Who has 51 interceptions. So he killed Revis in picks, meaning he is all over the field, and no matter where you put the ball, we're going to find Santi Samuel's going to find you. He's going to find you, okay? And then he also had 164 deflections, better than Revis. But here's the freaking thing that caught my attention even more. The number 3. Darrelle Revis only has 3 accolades. Samuel's got 3 more. He got 7 forced fumbles out of his 11. By the way, they both share the same career and the same height. They're both 5'11", and they've both been in the league for 11 seasons. He also was able to accumulate 7 forced fumbles out of that 11-year career. He also accumulated 3 fumble recoveries out of that 11-year career. And he scored 6 touchdowns out of that 11-year career. And he didn't get in the Hall of Fame? No, I think that Santi Samuels, if you want to play with me, Santi Samuels is the better cornerback. Sorry, y'all can fight me on that one. Say I'm crazy, call me what you want. Numbers do not lie. His numbers are strappingly 10 times better than Revis. He only has 3 accolades. I get it. Revis Island it's a huge statement. But again, you didn't get but 1 Super Bowl after teaming up with a lot of stuff to go get it.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
I'm talking about when he was with the Patriots. He got his Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, with the Jets,
Hold up.
I get it. Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
I got it.
Were they not in the playoffs?
I got to come back. I got to come back.
And another thing with Revis is that he didn't get the accolades and stuff because people didn't throw the ball to his side.
I brought that up.
Hold on, wait.
You can't accumulate stats if they don't throw you the ball.
I got something for Coach. Coach, you brought up Peyton Manning and said that he was not afraid to throw it to his side. And you said that he was successful against him. That is false.
I didn't say he wasn't afraid. I didn't say he was successful. I said he wasn't afraid.
Didn't have to be afraid. Look, Brady wasn't afraid, but he was smart too. Brady didn't always throw against his side. He played against him twice a year. You think Brady threw it to his side all the time? No, he threw it to where Antonio Cromartie was.
But what
He
I'm
didn't
saying
throw
is
it to
there are
Revis side all the
people who
time.
literally would avoid him the entire game. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying
You have to do that.
You
have to do that. He's going to shut down your best receiver or pick it off. That's why he didn't have a lot of picks, because they didn't throw it to his side.
And if you're not throwing it to your side, how you gonna get?
But out of his 29,
exactly. You're not getting those opportunities. It's called Revis Island for a reason.
Once you're there,
because once you're there, you locked in. He locked down some of the best receivers in history. Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones when Julio Jones was there, Randy Moss.
Actually, Randy
Moss is considered some of the greatest receiver of all time. I don't think so, but he's still at least top 2, top 3. And he's
I'm not knocking his ranking. I'm just looking at the accolades compared to them both at playing at the corner position.
But you're looking at stats, though.
And I watched him play. And the thing is, Asante Samuel. I watched Revis have to wait because people are afraid. And I watched Asante Samuel jump routes religiously and take it to the
they weren't afraid to throw it to his side. He was not considered a lockdown corner like Revis. And if you look at those,
are we talking? But that wasn't the question. We said who the best corner was, not who the best lockdown corner was. If the question is vaguely who's the best corner, you go look at the numbers.
It's Revis.
You gotta look as a cornerback. You gotta look at the
it's not just the numbers.
What I look at is when Asante Samuels was on the field, he wreaked havoc. No matter what he did, he got everything. He didn't have to have an island. He didn't have to have an island to be relevant. It was relevant because of his aggressive action.
All right, so Coach, let me ask you this: do you think Reggie Wayne was one of the best receivers of his time when he played?
Reggie Wayne?
Yes, he was. Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison were two of the best receivers at that time when they were there. Look, don't disrespect Reggie Wayne. All right.
You asked him a question. I said no. I'm not gonna say yes, no.
But you're right. I did ask you a question. it's your opinion, but I'm not gonna allow that to happen. But do you know? I'm just gonna talk about this 2-year span, the 2009 2010. Do you know that in that span, Revis and Peyton Manning became very accustomed to each other because they saw each other pretty often? Do you know that just in those two, he only allowed 192 yards and 0 touchdowns against Peyton Manning? And do you know that the Jets won 2 of those 3 games? That's against Peyton Manning, who was not afraid, as you said, not afraid to throw to his side, but he still made him pay for throwing.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But that was my point of bringing up certain quarterbacks like that, because what my point was, if more quarterbacks would actually play the position, they still would have thrown it to his side, and I think his accolades would have actually been higher. And that's why I'm not knocking the fact that's why I brought up the Revis Island. That is a tremendous accolade. However, it didn't get you much of wins.
Because he was with the Jets. He had Mark Sanchez as his quarterback. Are you for real, Coach?
They had the number 1 defense. You can say they had Mark. You can sit here and say they had Mark Sanchez as their quarterback. Ravens had broke back Flacco and won a Super Bowl. Why? Because they had everything else too. Did they not?
Flacco had
just like he did. And if I'm not mistaken, Mark Sanchez was the number 1 quarterback in the red zone. So it wasn't the fact that he couldn't put touchdowns in the end zone. He was actually the number 1 red zone quarterback. So don't make it seem like Mark Sanchez was an actual complete bum his entire stint there.
That's the case, Coach.
They even had Ladainian Tomlinson as their running back. They had everything. You don't make it to the AFC Championship game and then say
Joe Flacco in that playoff run threw for 11 or 12 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Okay,
this is Joe Flacco we're talking about. Do we really think he's that great of a quarterback?
No,
he had a great run.
What I'm saying is,
when has Mark Sanchez ever had a run like that in the playoffs? Never. He's known for a butt fumble.
Okay,
Mark Sanchez is trash when it comes to that. He is not that great of a quarterback. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying he was a great quarterback, but what I'm saying was they were good enough to get to the AFC Championship twice, and they couldn't get past that.
But what I'm saying is he's with a bad organization. When's the last time the Jets even made?
They were the number 1 defense in the NFL, bro. Come on.
How far?
They weren't even the number 1 defense when he was with the Patriots.
How far did they get you? How far does that always get you, Coach? We just had the number one defense in the NFL. What happened to us? Did we make it to the Super Bowl? No, we did not. We did not make it to the Super Bowl.
So what I'm saying is, I prefer a more aggressive corner. I say Ashanti Samuel is better because his numbers show aggressively with 2 Super Bowls, with a 2-time NFL interception leader at that. So that shows his aggressiveness on the field. He scored 6 touchdowns. He's all over the field. I don't care what position
Okay. Trayvon Diggs led the league in interceptions that year, but wasn't he getting criticized for allowing the most yards? It does not matter if you got.
That's not Ashanti Samuel.
All about the other
results. A lot of more yards if you're forcing fumbles and getting fumble recoveries and scoring 6 touchdowns off interceptions. So you're not doing what Trayvon did. You're not. You're better than that.
Hey, Coach, I got a question. What's more?
And you have 2 Super Bowls to go behind it.
Hey, Coach, quick question. Like, what is more important to you as a cornerback? Your your passer rating, your yards allowed and everything like that, yards caught and all that, or interceptions? How many times the quarterback threw the ball? Your quarterback rating, basically, as a cornerback.
I believe. I'm gonna answer your question. I believe Ashanti Samuel's sticky fingers just actually is what aided a lot of that. However, for me, it's really pass deflections because that means nobody's catching the ball on you.
He allowed 29.1% of the passes completed.
What are you talking about? The boy had 164 compared to Revis' 139. He had more pass deflections than Revis. What are you talking about?
They didn't throw him the ball. I mean, he threw the ball more.
Wait, bro, how are you not throwing the ball if you got 139?
If I'm not throwing you the ball because my player isn't open, I'm locking you down a seat.
11 seasons. 11 seasons, he has 139. So at least somebody's throwing the ball to him.
Barely.
Okay, but Ashanti Samuel's numbers aren't that much. He only has 164, but that means he has more. That means he deflects more passes. That means he's more aggressive on the field.
Coach,
that means
he's more active on the field. I'm sorry, the real Revis doesn't get to be active so people can throw the ball.
That goes with our point, though, Coach. They're throwing to his side a lot more because he's not considered a lockdown defender.
Well,
he's not considered a great.
Well, let me answer that question.
Look.
How is that possible if his numbers show he's a lockdown?
Coach, I'm gonna ask you this question. I know what your answer is going to. Well, I don't know because after you just said this, who is the best cornerback of all time?
Oh, I can't answer that. I have to actually go back and I would have to research that for you. I mean, you saying all time? There's so many. You're
gonna pick somebody over Prime? You got some. You really could think about somebody that's better than Prime.
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
What's
Prime?
But you say all time, and they're just. I mean, when you say all time, you got me going back.
What was Prime?
My brain goes back pretty far.
What was Prime known for? He was known for what? Locking down defenders. You did not want to throw it to his side. If you did, he was either going to deflect it or pick the ball off. Did he get a lot of those opportunities, Coach?
He also did more.
Did he get a lot of those opportunities, Coach? I'm just asking you a question. Did he get a lot of those opportunities?
He created his. I'm going to say he created his. I'm going to say it that way. I'm going to say he created all his opportunities.
Put Prime in that same position and the same team that Revis was. Do you think he's going to get those opportunities? No, he's not. They're going to throw it to the other side because they know it's Prime.
But what era?
That's the same thing. It doesn't matter what era. It's the person. It's the person. With Revis, they're not. With Revis or Prime, you're not throwing it to their side. If I'm playing on defense and I got Revis on one side and Asante Samuel on the other side, I'm throwing to Asante Samuel side every single time. I'm sorry.
And you know what's going to get you? 51 picks and 2 Super Bowls for Asante Samuel. Sorry.
But he also played on the. But
and it's going to get him 164.
He also won those 2 Super Bowl titles.
And it's going to get him 6 touchdowns. It's going to get him 6 defensive touchdowns. But what I'm talking about is that you're telling me
Revis. You criticize Revis for playing on the same team that Asante Samuel won his Super Bowls.
You're telling me your best bet is to throw the ball to Asante Samuel, who has more picks. I mean, what I'm saying is, let's be real. Are they any different at 11 seasons and 5? Let's say people did throw. Their numbers would actually be the same. Let's kind of be real about that. I think the only stint that Samuels would have over Revis because of Revis, I don't know. After the interception, he was weird after the interception, but that's, and he didn't jump routes like Samuels did, which is why Samuels had 6 touchdowns as a defender. I just think every accolade would be the same, and he would still have more touchdowns than Revis as a cornerback.
There's no way we sitting here arguing is Asante Samuel better than the Revis, better than DeVore Revis. He allowed 29.1% of the passes thrown his way to be completed. That's like,
but somebody's throwing to him.
You got in order to throw to somebody, they have to be open. And if you're not open, how you gonna throw them the ball? You gonna force it? No. When you throw into Asante Samuel side, at least the play is open a lot of the times.
You think? See, that's You say the play is open, and yet he got six touchdowns as a defender.
Don't get me wrong, he got sticky fingers, and Asante Samuel is great in his own right.
51 picks. You can't sit here and say, I will throw to Asante Samuel. Hold on, you can't sit here and say, I'm going to throw to Asante Samuel because that person is going to be open, and he deflected 164 passes and has 51 interceptions. You cannot sit here and say you scored on him. You can't.
Coach, we're not saying that Asante Samuel doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
I've seen Asante Samuel get burnt so many times.
I've
never seen the.
I think Asante Samuel is a great corner.
Yes,
but he's not better than
Revis. Don't do that.
In any way, shape, or form. He's not better than
Revis. But don't say anything, bro.
He's not better than Revis. He's not.
That's your take. I'll take Asante. They're both 5'11". Ain't nothing. There's nothing different about their height, size, and playing time.
Height, yes.
They're both 5'11".
Yeah, height. But as far as strength, I think we all know that Revis was the stronger corner between the two.
Okay, that's strength.
You said size. You said size, right?
I'm saying they're height-wise. They're both height. Every receiver is taller than them, is what I'm saying.
That is true.
They're both 5'11". They both played for 11 seasons. And Shanti got 3 more accolades over him because he's a more active, aggressive corner than Revis.
Because they threw the ball to...
Because Revis stays in man coverage. He doesn't go anywhere else.
Mark, it's your time. It's your time, Mark. We got. I want to hear you explain this top 5 now. This is
Mark Madness. This is
Mark. Shout out to Tomo. Tomo started this in the chat. Now it's a thing now. Mark Madness. Mark's not so average top 5. Mark, you have the floor.
This top 5 here is the players going into the second year players going into next season. Who I'm projecting to be, top of the litter. So at number 5, I'm gonna go with Brian Robinson. I'm going with him at number 5. Reason being, Brian Robinson, he missed 5 games. He had 797 yards, and the leading rookie rusher had 939. So with him missing 5 games and him getting Eric Bieniemy, and if you look at Bieniemy resume with running backs, they always had the top running back once he got there, i.e. Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles. So that's number 5. Number 4, we're going with Tariq Woolen. Tariq Woolen is a dog. He tied the league in interceptions. Started with 6. He was a 5th-round pick, 6'4". He's a big dude. So on top of them doing that, he had 16 deflections, which was 4th. 72.1 passer rating allowed, which was 7th in the NFL and 2nd amongst rookies. So Tariq Woolen, number 4, my not so average top 5. Number 3, we're gonna go with Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson.
I like Garrett Wilson. Garrett
Wilson is I can't even say the word. He's a wide receiver's wide receiver. He's a wide receiver's favorite wide receiver. He led the rookies with receptions and reception yards. Now we got Aaron Rodgers that's on the ball after that quarterback conundrum that he had last season. So now we got a solid quarterback to run, throw that ball to him. Number 2, we're gonna go with Jalen Petrie. I had to show love to the defense, man. Jalen Petrie he led all rookies in tackles, which is ridiculous as a safety. Then on top of that, he what else? He led the league in solo tackles. As a rookie, that is amazing to lead the league in solo tackles. So that's not nobody around him, no help, none of that. So half a 4th with 5 picks. He was and now he's under D'Amico. Now we got D'Amico Ryans as his head coach. So this here is it's a coming out party for Jalen Petrie. I feel like, in my opinion, amongst the safety group. And my number one player coming out next season is going to be the greatest player, Sauce. He was just talking about Mr. Seatbelt himself. Sauce was ranked number one amongst cornerbacks as a rookie. So he tied for 20th with deflections with Jalen Ramsey. And we all know if you come into the league as a rookie and you, as a cornerback, as a rookie, and you already better than the best corner already out there, you're already being considered the best corner in the league, you have traces of greatness in you. So we're going to be hearing a lot of Sauce. We're going to be hearing a lot about Sauce next season. We're going to put everybody on Sauce Island next. A little barbecue sauce, ketchup, mustard.
Did you see that? Did you see that cover he had with the sauce in his hand? That didn't look good. It looked like he had something else in his hand. But
had to show love to the defense. I only got 5. I had some honorable mentions. Devin Lloyd was in there. I was thinking about him from Jacksonville, the middle linebacker. Showed greatness.
All right.
Damian Pierce. I had some honorable mentions, but these are the top 5 I ended with.
So I got a question, Mark. I got a question for you. Wasn't Chris Olave a rookie last year as well?
Sure was.
And wasn't Breece Hall a rookie last year as well?
Sure was.
So my only question is, you think Brian Robinson is going to have a better season than Breece Hall?
The reason why I say that is because we are getting Aaron Rodgers over there. They're going to be more pass happy, and we're going to be more run.
No, they're not. I don't know why you keep
they
don't have a receiving.
You got Aaron Rodgers.
Did you not? Wait. Did you not see what the Packers did the last few years with Aaron Jones?
They ran the ball, bro. Aaron ain't throw Aaron ain't air nothing out, buddy.
Aaron ain't have no O-line in the corner.
I wouldn't be surprised if Breece Hall end up with 1,600 yards this year if he helps.
And Brian Robinson is a bell cow. He's going to get the ball a lot more. He's going to run the ball a lot more than he will.
No, he's not.
I don't. Look. I don't think that. I agree.
Like
I
Breece,
think.
But I don't know how he's going to be when he come back from injury. Neither.
I think Brian Robinson is going to get the ball a lot more this year. I do agree with that.
Yeah, last year.
For one, I believe that's going to happen because who you have at quarterback. That's not to say that Sam Howell cannot have a good season, but
he's young. He's new.
He only played one game, and he played well against the Cowboys. Week 17, beat them handily. We all know about that game,
and that's why we're running.
This is his first full season as the starting quarterback in a brand new offense with.
Brand new OC.
Someone a lot of people question when it comes to being offense because we all know who was his head coach in Kansas City. This is not to say that I believe that, but I'm just talking about how it's going to be seen. I do not believe that Brian Robinson is going to have a better season next year than Breece Hall or Chris Olave. Chris Olave has a quarterback there now. I'm not saying Derek Carr is one of the greatest in the league, but he's better than who they had there before. He's better than Jameis Winston, and the other quarterback shouldn't have even been in that position. He's going to be better. I think who was it, Andy Dalton? He's better than Andy Dalton at this point in his career. Chris Olave is going to have a really great season. He had 72 catches for 1,100 yards last year. He only had 4 touchdowns. Or I think it was 1,400 yards. Sorry. So 70-some catches, 1,400 yards last year, and 4 touchdowns because he did not have a quarterback.
You said Olave had 1,400 yards?
Yes.
Nah, I don't think.
Chris had 1,042.
He had 1,042. Yeah.
He barely broke it.
Sorry. Okay.
Because Garrett Wilson led the rookies with 1,108.
Okay. So he had 1,042 yards. I knew it was a 4 initially. I just couldn't remember where it was. I don't think Brian Robinson is going to have a better season than those two. So that's the only issue I have with this top 5. Everyone else, I'm high on everyone else in here, and that's not to say that Brian Robinson cannot be good, but I don't think he's going to have a better season than those two.
Well, if you
Breece Hall,
I know you mentioned the coach.
Breece Hall,
if you do mention the coach,
Breece Hall,
you got to look at what the coach has done with the running backs that he had previously. Same running back coach, the running backs that he had. You got to look at the ones we had like Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles. I know you had like Shark Hendrick, West.
Yes.
Clyde. You got to
Yes.
see what the Clyde.
And did you forget y'all still got a
that
whole
is
other running back
true.
too?
We have.
That is true.
Y'all still got Gibson.
But
Y'all gonna split carries.
No, Gibson gonna be more of a passing.
He's still gonna carry the rock. He's gonna take carries away.
But
I
Mark,
guarantee Brian Robinson get at least 1,200 yards a year.
Brees Hall was on pace last year before he got hurt to be the offensive rookie of the year last year.
Yeah.
I was looking
this
at
is
Brees
what
Hall.
they were. I remember.
He averaged like 100 yards from scrimmage per game. He had 7 touchdowns and
he tore his ACL and that hindered his career. He was having a great rookie season last year.
Why he's not there because of the torn ACL. I got to see when he comes back from injury. Is it going to be the same? And that's the reason why he's not there. That's fine by
me. I don't have him there.
I like Brees. I'm the one that I like Brees a lot, but because of that injury, I don't know if he's going to come back the same.
And the other one is Chris Olave. I just think Chris Olave is going to have a better season than what you expect from Brian Robinson.
I think you're not expecting. I think you're high on.
I'm not saying
not high enough on Brian Robinson.
I'm not. This is not me saying that Brian Robinson cannot have a good season.
No,
I just don't think it's. I don't think it's going to be better than Chris Olave. I think Chris Olave is going to have. I think he has a higher ceiling.
No, I could have put Jahan Dotson right there, but the reason why I put him right there is because
I would have been fine if you put Jahan Dotson. I think Jahan
Kenneth Walker
had a better season.
Who actually ran for over 1,000 yards, and he missed time and didn't start.
Coach, you go ahead. I wanted to put my 2 points out, but you go ahead. I'm not putting Brian Robinson in that top 5. That's me.
So ahead, for me, I'm gonna have to argue against this because there's no way in hell over all the rookies who have done outstanding coming into this year, who I know should be able to top what they've done. It's just he's like 8th. He's 8th and 9th, Brian Robinson. I don't have him that high. I can't put him over Kenneth Walker. I can't put him. I'm really struggling putting him over Damian Pierce. Like
from the Texans.
There's so many other people I can have in this top 5 at that 5th spot over Brian Robinson, and I hear everything.
Well, I
hear everything he's saying, and I agree with you. I think Brian Robinson can at least even gain 1,200 yards, even with old boy lurking in the back, stealing from him. But see, I have Chris Olave with 1,400 yards receiving and 10 touchdowns possibly. I have Kenneth Walker with 1,400 yards rushing, maybe 11. He might, depending on what happened, he could get hurt. I'm not there with Brian Robinson yet because there's more about
all we're doing right now
than him growing stats
next season. Now, if you think Chris Olave going to have a great season next year, that's great job. You're projecting. Like, you don't know if there's going to be a factor or anything like that. What I'm saying is the reason why Brian Robinson
you projected on Brian
Robinson. You projected too.
you just projected on Brian Robinson.
Projecting, but y'all making it like you don't agree. Cool, but
I agree with you. I think he's going to have a good season. I don't think he's going to be better than other people who are rookies with him this year. Like
I don't know. I don't know. I'm really.
You don't know. Look at what happened last year. Kenneth Walker had a great season,
and that's going to repeat. It's not going to stop. They're going to run the ball in Seattle. That's their makeup. That's what they do.
Coach,
he's the lead back. There's nobody taken away from him.
Hold, Coach. Wait. Let's just talk about how Kenneth Walker and Brian Robinson played against the best defense in the league last year. Brian Robinson played against us when y'all played in San Francisco. How did that game go for him?
Wasn't that well.
Okay. Look at the playoff game that Kenneth Walker had against us. How did that go for him?
Count the whole thing off one game.
No.
What I'm saying is, like, it can happen. You can have a good game.
He played us 3 times. He gave us a hard time all 3 times. I'm trying to make it fair.
He runs the rock, bro. That's what he do. He's gonna have the yardage.
It's a division game.
He's a better back.
It's a division game. Literally.
This did that on
division game. That's your okay. Well, he's a better back. But I feel like he's gonna break out and he's going to be up there this year because of who we got at that coach, who the coach is.
Well,
1,300 yards is going to be a good amount for next season.
I'm willing to bet that someone else is going to be that one of those three running backs that we have named is going to have a better season than Brian Robinson. I'm willing to bet that. Kenneth Walker, Damian Pierce, or Brees Hall. One of them for sure is going to have a better season than him, unless they all get hurt.
Right.
Okay.
One of them is going to have.
Those
a
are
better
all
season than
lead
him.
backs that are not sharing the football.
Thank you.
Okay. So they're not sharing the football. Brees not gonna share the ball.
What's
No,
wrong?
who back there is relevant?
Last
back
time
there
I
is
checked, Dalvin.
They're trying to get Dalvin Cook to go back there behind him. So just in case he's just not that ready.
I mean, it's Dalvin Cook. Like, I mean, it's Dalvin Cook. Y'all making it seem like Dalvin Cook. It's Dalvin Cook. If he's
I'm not calling him a bust, but as right now, Dalvin Cook ain't got no team, bro. He waiting. That means something.
Yeah.
That means something.
Waiting.
That means he's not a starter. That means he's not a starter anymore. He's not.
He's not going to start anymore. No, you're right.
So what that means though is the Jets
got
can
Michael
use him
Carter
until
back,
their
no?
starter is ready. There is nobody. That's why the Jets are looking at him because there is nobody else on their team behind Brees Hall that they want running the football.
They have Michael Carter still, right? Did they cut him?
I think
He's still there.
they did. Oh, is he still there?
He's
It's something in him they don't see. It's something in him they don't see then.
Okay, well maybe
Because obviously they didn't even when Brees Hall went down last year, he wasn't getting the rock, was he?
How about that? How about they're only bet they're trying to get down because they're not really sure that Bryce will be ready for the whole season.
And that's fine. That's
okay.
fine.
So don't make it seem like the
But
reason
what
why
I'm
they're
saying
doing it
is,
because they don't
if
want
he
nobody else
ends up
running the rock
being
with
ready,
Bryce.
what we're saying is Brian
No,
Robinson
I
is
heard
going
what
to
you
be
just said.
sharing the football. He is going to
He's
share the
going
football.
to share the ball too. Bryce didn't get a bulk of the he didn't get all the carries with the Jets.
Yes, he
got
did.
hurt.
Yes, he
He didn't.
did. That's how he tore his damn ACL. Oh my God.
He didn't get he got a good amount. He was a starter. What? He didn't get all the carries. You make it seem like it's a one-back game, like a one-back team.
No.
No. That is what you make it seem. It's a one-back team. They don't need
That is not what I'm saying. Look, we got Christian McCaffrey. We don't just use him for everything. What I'm saying is,
so how is it just? I'm just like, what?
All I'm saying is, I think for one, Kenneth Walker, I think he's going to have a better season now.
Well,
that's
Damian Pierce is gonna have a better season.
I don't
know. I'm a little iffy on that. I wouldn't.
I don't think Damian Pierce is gonna have a better season.
Well, you're right. If they're a passing team, then what they're doing with their new quarterback.
I don't think Brees Hall will have a better season.
You're right, because they're gonna focus on that quarterback and winning games. You're right. I'll take Damian out.
I think between Brees Hall and Kenneth Walker, I think one of them will have better seasons.
I don't.
That one I do agree with.
I think we gonna see a whole full season.
And I can say Brian Robinson will come in third off of that group.
We're gonna see
Brian Robinson. I'm expecting Brian Robinson to have a really good season.
Yeah.
I really am.
Okay.
This is not to say that he's
No
not going
indictment.
What do you think they will rank then? Kenneth Walker and Brees Hall. What do you think they will rank? At the end of the season, what do you think they're gonna rank at?
Between those three?
Because I got it. I'm gonna go.
No, not between those three. Between who you think what do you think they're gonna rank at?
I'm gonna tell you right, as in running backs, right? Their running back ranking. Let me tell you right now. Give me 1 second.
I'd say Kenneth Walker would be like
top 5,
7, 8, maybe.
They have where you at, Walker? They have Kenneth Walker at 15. But they got Dalvin Cook at 9, so that's going to change. And then they got where's Brian Robinson?
Back to Dalvin Cook.
they got Brian Robinson. He way down here. He in the red. Where you at, Brian Robinson?
I don't think Brian Robinson's going to finish that low though.
No, he's not.
I think that's a little disrespectful to Brian Robinson.
Well, that's what I say. He can't use last year's stats because they have him pretty low last year. That's why you can't use that one. I say coming in. I can have Brian Robinson top 10.
Tom was being funny. He said, "Who had more rushing yards, B. Rob or Hurts?" I mean, Hurts played almost all year and only missed maybe 1 or 2 games. So nah, come on.
If y'all thought Mark's 5th one was crazy, you gonna hate my.
You have a 5? What would you?
I mean, to combat Marks, and to be a little and to be more on the combative side.
But
I'm going to go ahead based off of what you were talking about earlier.
One thing I can say though, I 100% agree on number 1. I 100% agree on number 1.
I disagree.
What?
You know why? Be better than Sauce?
Because I got to put number 2 at number 1.
Petrie?
One thing about the safety position.
That's tough.
One thing that scares a lot of people about the safety position is what? Open field tackling. And bruh, the number? He had 90 something solo tackles.
This is the same thing we typically talking about Revis. Sauce not gonna have.
Was 104 solo? 104 solo?
104 solo tackles.
That's ridiculous. Like
Sauce,
that.
Sauce
Like it's not easy to get a tackle at the safety position. It's really hard. Like you normally are at the line of scrimmage or blitzing.
They're trying to say that Sauce can be the number one corner in the league.
He said he was the number one corner in the league.
2 picks, 75 tackles, 20 pass deflections. But you got Tyreek Woodley with 63 tackles, so he's not too far off from tackles. But he had 6 picks, 16 pass deflections.
I'm looking at.
He blocked
Mark, I got you. Look, I'm looking at his advanced stats, man. His advanced stats are ridiculous. For one, his coverage rating is a plus 22.4. That's number 7. That's top 10 in the league. His catch rate allows 47%. That's not even 50%. His passer rating allowed is only 68.4. He was a rookie. He only allowed 68.4 passer rating. That's crazy.
I led the league.
That's crazy.
Sauce is really the
Sauce
cornerback we're gonna be talking about for a long time.
Coach, I don't see how you have.
I have him at number 2, but I have a boy at number 1. What he did on the field at his position, you're not supposed to do that. It's just you're not
supposed to do what Sauce did. He was locking down receivers.
You're supposed to lock down the receiver. Your corner. Revis did it as a rookie. Did he not? Revis did it as a rookie.
Asante Samuel didn't.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But rookie season is different than the career. But what I'm saying is, I get it. But if just at the safety position, that many tackles, that's unheard of. It's not supposed to happen.
It's unheard of to be a rookie cornerback and only allow 1 touchdown all year long.
That is very unheard of. That is very true.
He only allowed 36 catches for 400.
I put him at number 2. I put him at number 2. I put him at number 2.
He number 1.
I put him at number 2.
He
number 3
Mark,
for me.
Number 3
for me is number 3 for me is Tariq Woolen. I have to put him at number 3. But he does everything on the field at his size, height, and ability. Like 63 tackles, 6 picks, 16 pass deflections, 1 touchdown, 2 fumble recoveries, and a block kick. Like that man is everywhere. I'll take him at number 3. And my number 4, I'm taking Aiden Hutchinson. He had 52 tackles and 9.5 sacks and 3 interceptions and 2 fumble recoveries. He's an active defensive lineman, and those numbers are only going to go higher unless bar any injury. And my number 5 is Garrett Wilson.
You're naming other players that's not even on this list. It's just crazy.
You're right. I'm combating and removing a couple of players off the list. But no, I kept 1 and 2. I just flipped their numbers. I kept Garrett Wilson. I just have him at number 5, and I added Aiden Hutchinson
instead of Brian Robinson.
Yeah, that's all.
I had to show that.
And I got Chris Olave. I got Chris Olave.
Offense. Somebody had to take, the 50, the 60-40 lead. It couldn't be 50-50. It ain't the top 6. So I mean, I think the last year the wide receiver class it was I think it was a pretty deep draft. But
it was
defensive back wise though, that was a lot of defensive backs, that good ones that came out of that draft last year.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Sauce was clearly number 1. He was clearly number 1.
Sauce is number 1. It is undoubted.
Hey,
this is going to be talked about for a long time.
Overall, this is not a bad list. I just wouldn't have Brian Robinson up there. Overall, it's not bad, but I would not have Brian Robinson up there.
Now, if you took Aiden off mine and put somebody else, that's not Brian Robinson. I agree. I'm not putting Brian Robinson in this though.
It's cool.
I can't do it.
Hey.
It's just, it's no knock against him.
I'm projecting a big year for Brian Robinson. It's gonna be a big year.
I think.
Mark, you are correct. What will make Mark correct is if he is the lead back. Like if it's just he opens the season and we all just know based off play and based off what their direction ends up being because he forced it that way, and that is just the direction that they lean on. Hell, they made it to the playoffs based off this running back. Yeah, Brian Robinson would I would have to be wrong about not putting him in the top 5.
Hey,
So
I
y'all
think
But
I,
it has to be
this
that.
video.
He has to be
I
the
think
man on that
Save
squad.
this video.
I think he has a really good year. I
And
I
I'm right
think
there with Dave. I think he does have a really good
I
year.
think he has
1,200
a really
yards.
good year because I think they're going. I think what the Commanders are going to do is they're going to do whatever they can to take the pressure off Sam Howell, and running the
Yeah.
ball is going to help out with that.
And I
So
think
I
they're going to
agree
use
that
both
he's
of
going to
them. They
be
have two great backs.
he's going to get a workload, but he does have Gibson back there with him, so they're going to
And
use both.
again, you take away if Gibson drops, if you throw a 30-yard pass to Gibson and he takes that bad boy 75 to the house, you took a lot away from. You literally took 3 rushing passes away from Brian Robinson right off that play.
But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We can revisit this. I'm almost certain someone's going to talk about this in the chat. So I want to see how this is going to go. Hashtag Mark Madness. This is
I
Mark's
like
not
that.
so average top 5. Um, this was a great show today.
Mark
This is a
Madden.
great show.
Brown.
This is a great show. I expected to be able to have some debates with the two guys that came on today. So this was
Here's the
good.
thing. If we're going to talk about the real Revis and Ashanti Samuels and you pick the real Revis, I'm going to find a way to go the opposite direction. We got to have debates. We got to, and that's what we did today was we had a wonderful debate because nobody's stat line was slandered. Everybody, it's almost like we almost got to a point they were elevating them, trying to figure out where to stop.
That's right.
But again, we can't have a debate if everyone here is saying, yeah, the real Revis. No. I'm gonna find a way to play devil's advocate, so we can really debate. Like that's what we're here for. Let's
play devil.
let's,
You can play
let's
devil's.
have this convo.
You can play devil's advocate all you want. I'm still taking Samuel every single time. I'm sorry.
I'm taking Samuel. That devil's
I'm
advocate.
sorry.
I'm gonna take that aggressive receiver.
But that's the show for today. So whoever watched, we appreciate everybody that watched today. Shout out to our superstar members. Shout out to our newest member. The other guy that watches that is a part of the show, Tomo, who became a member today. So shout out to you, Tomo. We appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to Teddy. BWT baseball with Teddy with oh look, my boy Steven, he's a Commanders fan, so he likes your shirt, Mark. He likes your shirt. So don't get too happy. Don't get too happy. But and then shout out to Teddy, of course, for the super chat that he had earlier today. He showed, he put up $4.99. Again, I'm gonna say it again. I don't want to, but I will. He said, "All hail Brady." Hashtag start spreading the news. Hashtag do your job. Hashtag humbly. That's Teddy. BWT. Make sure you watch it. Episode dropping today. So for everyone that watched, hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. We appreciate y'all that tuned in today. Today was a fire show with me hosting it, having my two guys, Coach and Mark, on here today. Mark came on here with some great facts and then had his own top 5. I already know that there's going to be some Eagle fans that come at him in the chat. I already know it is. It's going to be great. Now we're going to have some last words. But before we do that, I got to talk about these IG chats again. So on these IG chats, we give you all the latest news here first. That's with NBA mixing with WNBA. The NBA dropped some new rules. So they're now giving technicals for people that are flopping.
Good.
So that means LeBron James don't flop no more. Kyle Lowry, Marcus Smart, all you those 3, yeah. Don't the entire Lakers, no more flopping. Mixed in with WNBA. Shout out to my guy, my favorite player of all time, Dwayne Wade, who just became a part owner of the Chicago Sky. So let's Dwayne Wade, great job, and that's a great organization with the Chicago Sky just helping out women's basketball. So that's gonna be a great deal. NFL we had some fire NFL topics today. Pretty sure we're gonna have more coming up. There's gonna be a lot of things coming up. Like we said, Dalvin Cook is still not signed with anybody yet, nor is DeAndre Hopkins. I'm almost certain that that news is gonna drop sometime soon. So just waiting on that. Baseball, The trades are becoming very likely to happen. Don't know where Otani's going to go. I just hope it's not the Yankees. Just don't go to the Yankees, and I'm good. I'm good. College football, 43 days away from college football. Like I said, the debut for the college football show for college will be on July 28th. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be hosted by Carl. So tune into that. College basketball, men and women. It's going to be a really good one. Like I said earlier today, there was a guy from Alabama that transferred to Memphis. So he's going to be getting coached by Penny Hardaway. So that's going to be a really good, really good one. So I can't wait to see that. Boxing, like I said earlier in the show, we got a fight coming up July 29th. Errol Spence, Bud Crawford. Make sure you tune in. That's also going to be mixed in with some UFC and some little bits in here of wrestling. So those are the IG chats. In order to come in these IG chats, you got to become a member. Click the link in the description. We have 3 levels. First is the pro level. You get loyalty badges, member only live chats, priority comments, and you get to be in one of those chats that I just named about. And you get exclusive gifts. And the other one, we have the all-star level where you pretty much have the same perks as the first one, but now you're able to get into all the other chats. You can also give us, topic choices if you want, or if you want to put someone in the doghouse or in your done son, or have your own top 5, you're able to put that out there, and we will talk about it on the show. That's multiple chats, and that's for $4.99 a month. And the best level in the mall is the superstar level, where you have perks for everything. And not only you have perks for everything, you can actually come on the show. Not only that you can come on the show, you are actually able to participate in the awards that we have, because we gave us some awards just a few weeks ago. So shout out to all the winners that were on the show. You get shout outs during every live episode. You can become a guest, like I said, and you get to join the exclusive Refuse to Lose chat where all of the heavy debates go down at. And you get access to be able to talk to me, Joe, and Tomo all the time. So, because that's where we are most of the time. But we're also the ones posting all the information, so you get all of that too. That's the superstar level. So if you want to be a part of it, those are the 3 levels that you can join. Whichever one you choose is great. Shout out to the members that we have already. That's Tomo, Joe, myself, Donnell, and Jerry and Ty. So shout out to all the members of the show. Make sure you join. Shout out to BWT Baseball with Teddy. Like I said, there's an episode dropping tonight from Teddy as well. Make sure you tune into that. Everything about baseball, if you just want to learn about the sport, if you're a casual fan, or if you really love baseball, trust me, you want to tune into BWT. He has some really great episodes. He has a lot of knowledge, and he brings guys on there that know what they're talking about. So you want to make sure you tune into BWT. So shout out to Teddy. Shout out to BWT. Now, last words. Mark, I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, man, thank you for having me on. It's been a great show. My man, Coach. My man, right down the street. I didn't even realize it. 20 miles away. 20 miles away. But, yeah, it was a great show. I will say, I will plug something, but I ain't got nothing to plug. But
talk about your experience in the chats.
Okay, yeah. So it's the Silence Mark 2023 movement going on. And I really appreciate it. It just gives me fuel. I like it a lot. So, Mark Madness, Mark Always Right 2023. You know how we do it. You know how it is. Mark Always Right.
Go ahead, Coach. I want you to talk about the chat too.
Oh, yeah, I'm going straight to the chat. Fellas, mark down. The rest of y'all to go. Where you at? Vaughn? Huh? Where y'all at? Hey, just getting these chats. These chats, let me tell you, I've been school. I'm busy with school. You guys see me doing the stuff with my cooking labs and everything. But one thing I know, when I got to take a break, when I got to sit down, when I'm done, and before I pull off in the car, even before I go to class, I'm going to get them ringings. I'm getting those notifications from the boxing chat, from the NFL chat, from the NBA chat, from the Refuse to Lose chat. I don't have the baseball chat yet, Teddy. I'm coming. The boxing chat, I'm in there. I'm okay with boxing, but I'm really big on wrestling. So that one, if you're a big wrestling fan, AEW, WWE, like I'm gonna be getting some stuff to start posting in there and start talking. Maybe something later on down the line might come, with doing some live talking with WWE. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But football is on the horizon right now. The slew of ACLs are coming. They are coming. Training camp is upon us. We are only Dave? What do we got? A couple weeks away from training camp. The ACLs about to tear. The couch is full. The couch, team couch can't hold no more people. Okay, Zeke looking for a team. Cook looking for a team. These ACLs they're about to fall. Okay, so get ready. Be ready to go. Be ready to sign your contract, couches, okay? Because it's too crowded. It's that locker room on the couch is full, and y'all need to come up off of it. So that ACL couch fill up. It's coming. It's coming.
Coach, you gotta go straight to the ACLs, man. Look, I ain't tear my ACL, but I messed up my, I messed up my knee last year.
It's preseason. I'm praying for all the ACLs, all the players.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mark. No ACLs in here, please. Look. But my last words is I just want to give a shout out to everybody that watched the show, everybody that's been a part of the show. So appreciate everybody that's been here. Appreciate all the Refuse to Lose family members. Mark, Coach, since you guys are on the show. So big shout outs to you guys that actually got on today. Didn't leave me by myself. I didn't have to worry about doing all this on my own, so appreciate you guys for being able to come on. Shout out to Joe and Tomo. Those are my co-hosts on the show. Great guys. So appreciate you guys for being on the show with me as well. And then everybody that watches the super chats, everyone is a membership. We appreciate everyone. Like I said, this has been a great ride, and it's going to get even better. The production's going to get better. Everything's going to get better. So we appreciate everybody being on there. We got more shows that are coming up on the network. So you want to tune in. If you have not tuned in already, you want to tune in now. So trust me, it's only going to get better from here. So those are my last words. Other than that, I got nothing else for you. So all I got to say is this was Refuse to Lose. And until next time, we'll see you. Peace out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.